Hello, Mike, talking stocks after the close as usual. A little late today. Normally we come to you at 4. Today we're coming to you at 4:17. But always got to check for the exact time. That's why it's important to subscribe, right, Professor Spike?
That's what I would say.
Yeah, Kamal's
It's
agree.
Dr. J time.
Got to subscribe here because sometimes we could be 4, we could be 4:10, we could be 4:09,
And you
4:17.
you don't want to miss a second of what we have to
No,
say.
nobody would want to miss a second of this show. Come on. Let's get right to the numbers. Mantis is on with us. Linus is on with us. What is
Hello.
Mantis? Mantis has a lot to say about Novavax, I think.
Yeah, well, that's been his baby for the longest time.
Yeah, maybe we'll take a look at it. What is it? Earnings after the close?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, we'll take a look at it. Also, PDUFA decision after the close on CTI Pharma.
Right.
And that's down big time today, so we'll take a look at that, along with my other disaster.
That was one of our favorites for a little while.
My other disaster du jour, Arenia Pharmaceuticals, that had bad earnings.
Oh my
Or
gosh.
at least bad guidance. The earnings weren't really bad, but the guidance was.
What does it mean? It's not going to get bought out after all, or it's just going to get bought out for cheaper?
It'll get bought out, but it'll be for a lower number than what MA would have liked.
Okay, yeah. Well, he was looking for the 40s. I'd be happy in the 20s.
MA was looking for the 80s.
That's true.
What 40s? I was looking at the 40s.
It went below 11 today.
Did it?
The S&P only lost 0.25% today, only down 10. Made a nice comeback.
Yeah.
As did the Dow. Dow, I saw down 400. It seemed like an hour before the close, maybe. It's only down 166 or 0.5%. The Nasdaq turned positive, up 0.41%. And
Even the broader market is poo-pooing a lot of this because I'm expecting IWM to be down around the 150s around now, and it's still 203.
Right. And the Russell is up 0.35%, 7 points. Crude oil continues its march up to 195.79. And Bitcoin had a good day today, I believe, because all my Bitcoin stocks are up. So I imagine Bitcoin is up.
Oh, well, it'd be worth a look. Let's see.
Yeah, Bitcoin is up, but it's still below what I bought it for.
Well, yeah. Amen, brother. And I'm still in Coinbase, waiting for that to turn around.
I'm doing well now in Bitcoin and MicroStrategy. All right, spiders. Let's take a look at them. This is an Arjun special. Arjun has been giving a lot of input into the spiders lately. And let's see what he has to say.
I'm playing the moose, which is, I guess, a smart move.
Today is basically an inside day. It did make a higher high than yesterday, but most of the day was inside candle, but a positive one at least. I just want to read what Arjun had to say. He might make it on at the end of the show. He said next week, he says, my prediction on SPY this week is Wednesday will hit a peak of 444, Friday a low below 4.25, below 425, and next week a double top at 444, and then next Friday a bloodbath sub 415, maybe sub 409. So
that's some call.
We still have a bear in our midst.
Yeah, well,
he's looking to re-enter the market.
Maybe he did sell at most everything. He's on the sidelines, and that's the problem when you sell most everything, is looking for the perfect time to get back in.
Right. Well,
yeah.
It's bottom fishing.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, and calling the worse next week than the week after.
Maybe it's market timing. That's a better word for it.
Exactly.
The S&P chart does look.
Well, none of us claims to be investors, though.
It looks ugly if you draw it this way.
Yeah.
It doesn't look much better if you draw it this way.
Well, I would look more into the micro, like the last I would say maybe few days, instead of looking at the general picture, because the the Ukraine issue is affecting the market. The
Yeah.
past like couple of days, so
Well,
it's
well, basically, considering the geopolitical events that are occurring on an hourly basis, I think you can almost throw the charts out right now.
correct. I agree with that. Yes.
I seldom say that, but
Yeah, right.
by looking at the charts, are the charts going to forecast what Putin's going to do next or what Putin's mood is?
No,
I
you
mean,
might as well, you might as well look at his
The
mood.
market was expecting much worse scenario than what we see right now, like
Right.
an all-out war between like major countries and whatnot, and it's like somewhat contained. I know it's still bad, but I guess people were thinking much worse than that.
I guess. The thing is, at any moment it could heat up. It could get much worse. There's no way of forecasting whether it's going to get better or worse in my mind. The war situation.
Well, so we're talking about unpredictability as
Yeah, I mean the chart is the intermediate term chart is bearish, the long term chart is bullish, and the short term chart is bullish. So we have 2 out of 3 bullish. Long term is clearly bullish, and
right.
short term is clearly bullish the last 3 days, and the intermediate term is clearly bearish. So it depends on
Well,
what term are you in.
right, exactly. I mean, look, we've been expecting a bit of a bear market for the beginning of the year. The question was what was going to be the excuse, and this is a very, very valid excuse for
Yeah,
the market to go down. So
it's very
right.
valid.
So now it's just a question of how long this is going to last, I guess, in terms of the almost inevitable turnaround unless something really bad happens.
Yeah. What do we have here? We have the death cross, 50 crossing the 100 right here. And that was the day that we turned it around, when the 50 crossed the 100, the day before. But still, sometimes you get a tiny cross and it uncrosses within a week or two. And that's what I hope
Well,
happens here.
according to Arjun too.
Arjun is saying we're going to get a double top at 444.
Right, but then he's looking for a disaster a week from Friday.
Yeah, right in here, he's calling for the double top. Let me draw that.
Of course, that's where my mind goes to.
I'm going to draw in the Arjun double top, just for the hell of it.
440 right there, right?
And people watching the show for the first time are saying, "Who the hell is Arjun?"
Yeah, he's one of the few people in our group who's really playing the changes.
Arjun has been calling the shots correctly lately. So whoever he is,
the changes are going down, and
whoever he is, he's making money.
Well, that makes one of us anyway.
Yeah, 444. He's calling for a double top, right in here. Maybe. Maybe he's looking at the weekly. I don't even see it on the daily. Let's take a quick look at the weekly. 444 double top. I don't see any top.
Right.
444.
So it was a local.
Oh, I think he's calling for a top this week and then another top next week, maybe.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. When he comes on,
he's not talking globally.
When he comes on at the end of the show, we'll ask him.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll ask him where's this double top? Yeah, here's the clear cut bottom that has to be taken out, 409.35. if the bear case is got credence, it'll go down a lot lower, probably looking at this level at for 370. So, I mean, the potential for a bigger bang for the shorts, or might be 370, right around there.
Hmm.
If it breaks the old low from a week ago, I don't know what day of the week, but from a week ago. All in all, the short-term picture is not bad. It has a very nice end of week rally, which is evident from this candle. And today's the candle is not a bad candle, even though we lost a little off the top. But not, it's still a green candle, even though it's a losing day on the S&P.
It's like a consolidation day.
Consolidation.
Consolidation day, yes.
Maybe. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the volume. Volume is not great today compared to Friday's big turnaround day. That saw the heavy volume. Look at what happened on the big sell-off day. We had huge volume, and we almost matched that on the big turnaround day. So the volume is indicative of continuation here. That's what we said on Friday. Friday's volume is strong, and today's volume was not bad, and it turned out pretty good at the end of the day with a nice comeback. Day traders who played the swings for today could have done well. I want to look at IWM, and then we'll stop looking at the global market, and we'll look at some of the particular stocks, and look at Bitcoin as well. The double bottom seems pretty clear in IWM.
Yeah.
Although to me, it's not really a double bottom, unless the second candle is greater.
It's a more global one, not a local one like Arjun.
188.09, 187.92. It's a little bit lower. So I like a strong double bottom is when the second candle is actually has a greater low than the first candle, which didn't happen here. I mean, not that you can say this is a double bottom, but to me, I get more enthusiastic if it's a little bit above. But it's close enough. You have what looks like a double bottom, just about where we called it, right? We called it at 190, if you recall. We called the double bottom. We called the bottom at 190. And it went below it here, and it matched it here. We've been looking at this IWM for a long time with great interest.
We have.
And we said this was the line in the sand, remember, 210? We had this nailed. We said if it goes close below 210 and look out below, and we got a 30-point move, a 20-point move below. Really not that severe.
10%.
10%, yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be the reverse. We have to get past that 210.
Right, because we're on an upward swing for whatever reason. This is what's confusing me.
Well,
right, the 5 days of the war, the last 3 of them have been green candles.
Yeah,
I just don't know how to explain it.
I'm not going to look to explain it because charts, they defy explanation. You just look at the chart. And looking at the chart, you want to take out 210
before you get back into it. Right?
Then you're looking at very bullish.
Maybe over the summer.
Potentially very bullish Russell index. IWM could really fly if it closes above 210. Challenge the old highs at 240. I think part of the rotation out of some of the big names and into the smaller names that got beat up. Small cap, middle cap. All right. Let's take a look at some of the disasters du jour. CTIC was a disaster before getting the PBF news, PBUFA, PDUFA news. I don't know if the news came in yet. It's trading down after hours. I suspect it would be down more if they got a CRL already.
Well, was that the direction it was headed?
Well, according to the big red candle today and the big sell-off prior to the news, it looks like traders are expecting a CRL.
Mm. Yeah, this one, I guess, before the big drop in December, this was one of the ones we had our eyes on.
Yeah, I have a lot of shares of this, so I didn't sell a single share today. Should have, but I didn't. So I'm letting it ride.
That's the funny thing about these, they overreact badly on good news, but they don't underreact to bad news. They actually
My feeling is
effect of gravity, Dr. Spike.
My feeling is that there's
right.
nobody knows the outcome of the FDA decision, and it's just pure speculation, manipulation that it went down today. So I'm not saying they're going to get approved, but I don't think it means they're not going to get approved. Today's action means nothing, in my opinion.
Right.
So in my opinion, it's still a coin flip either way.
It feels that any news that is not positive news is catastrophic to the stock price.
Yeah, but usually you get a pre-PDUFA run. We got a pre-PDUFA sell-off.
Right.
It's almost equivalent to if it had gotten a CRL. It went down that much.
That's our next disaster, KT.
Well, it went down 20%. Even on a CRL, maybe it would have gone down 40%. Maybe.
Yeah, it's been a mixed bag today. I'm in the green, but it was a mixed bag.
It actually took out its recent low as well. 188 was taken out today before it closed at 190. So it'll be interesting to see if they get approved or not. If they do get approved, I think you're going to see a big spike up to better than $3. So it's a gambling. You want to take a flyer on this one, you could probably come close to doubling your money on an approval, and very quickly. And as soon as it comes in, if it's before 7, what is it, 7? When is extended hours over? 7, whatever it is. All right.
You got to do AUPH now since we're doing disasters.
Disaster du jour number 2.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And this is all because they gave poor guidance for the year. Well, I guess it's significant, but the earnings were in line. The revenues from the drug were in line, but the guidance was for basically that they would be flat for the whole year. But no increase in revenues for the whole year per quarter. So that market didn't like that too much. The expectations were for a beat, and we didn't get the beat. So, if it had been a really good earnings report, you wouldn't have had a sell-off. You would have had a huge pop. Instead, we get the sell-off.
Yep. Flipping the
I
coin.
think it's going to remain down for a while.
Yeah, I think you got a little pop. You got a nice pop back off the lows, 1085, and it closed at 1230. So you're already, people made money already. and there'll be a certain amount of cashing that profits in on today's pop. But I think this gap will get closed. I feel confident it'll get closed. It may take a while, but it'll get closed. So the 1624 close will happen. We'll see that probably by next few months as the market recovers. This one will recover too. It still has potential buyout written all over it. So I'm not too down in the dumps. I don't like being behind on paper, but it is what it is. It is what it is, as we say.
SOCKS.
All right. We had a beautiful green candle on Bitcoin today, up 11.27%. And my Bitcoin stocks, Mara, GBTC, and MSTR, MicroStrategy, all did very, very well today, as did ETHE. It didn't go up as much as Bitcoin, but it also had a pop. It was up 8.5% Ethereum. Nice move on Ethereum. And what I really like is that it finally made a move on a down day, which it hadn't done. So I like that a lot. It broke with the risk on, risk off correlation, or whatever you want to call it. I guess correlation. It was correlated, strongly correlated with the S&P, and broke that today as it made a sharp move up when the S&P had been during the day pretty far down. So what looked like strictly a risk on, risk off play now looks more like it could be something else, and that's something else.
You say hedge?
Yeah, hedge against inflation, hedge against war, hedge against collapsing currencies around the world.
With gold, you want to hedge.
Hedge against a collapsing ruble, hedge against so many things, right? The Russians are buying Bitcoin because the ruble is worth nothing, for example. No, and also Morgan Stanley is buying all the GBTC funds across the line. So that says something when the traditional brokers are buying Bitcoin. Sure. I like that. We could look at an individual one like, I don't know, like GBTC.
Do you want to look at coin to get an overall?
Sure.
Because, the whole point is that, here's your correlation to the general.
Coin was up 8% today.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we're bottoming, overall.
Coin looks very.
I'm hoping that the bleeding's done with once the bleeding's over, that the bleeding will be over.
Yeah, I mean, I could see coin coming back to this to its top that it put in not too long ago. Why not? That would be a nice move off the bottom.
Sure.
217. The bottom was Friday. It was Thursday, right? At 156. 156 to 217 is quite a move. Quite a move.
Sure.
Yeah. So if you owned a little coin, I hope you bought some near the bottom as well. Right. Average in on these Bitcoin plays. This is not a pure Bitcoin play. It's not a pure Ethereum play. It's a crypto play all the way.
Right. It's just a play on the overall market.
This one is very correlated with Bitcoin, as is MicroStrategy, which is a software company in theory.
How come AABB has been stuck in mud for a while?
Because the big anticipated news is out, and whatever other news is coming in, it's coming in slow. they add the currency pairs to their exchange.
Right.
Big deal. No,
Well,
no
tepid.
great big news. Here we have a very nice engulfing candle on MicroStrategy on Thursday. Very nice candle. And it's followed through.
So yeah,
Resistance is,
this looks like a smoother version of coin because I'm looking at coin while you're looking at this,
yeah,
and it's just I assume you're looking daily as am I. Yeah, so it's like a more steady version of
yeah.
coin.
The 457 is the 50. So I think that's where we might get a little resistance, as well as this top on 210 was 463. So we'll get a little resistance right in that area. Hopefully just a little. I see this one going back to the 600 area right in here, where we just had a negative bearish crossing of the 50 of the 100 with the 200.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I see it coming all the way back. MicroStrategy should come back to 600, and Bitcoin will continue its ascent as well. I'm very bullish Bitcoin, very bullish MicroStrategy, very bullish Mara, very bullish coin. I've been shouting this out the last few shows that I've been bullish the crypto.
Uh, anything? Any changes with BCRX? Or are you
Well, I
still
just want to do
holding?
Mara first, and then I'll do
So
BCRX.
Okay.
first. This
Mara
an
is
energy play. Is this one?
no, it's one of the Bitcoin miners.
Oh, it's still a good Bitcoin play. Okay.
Yeah, we're up 10% on the day, and the candles, the chart doesn't quite look as appealing to me as MicroStrategy, but it looks good. The resistance probably at the high of 210, just as same as MicroStrategy. That would be 31.44, and resistance before that would be the 50-day at 27.81. So we've got a ways to go before strong resistance. I see an easy path for a couple more points on Mara. You want me to look at BCRX?
Well, BCRX is sort of right in the middle of that range. So you guys were patting yourselves on the back for getting in at the new bottom.
Well, I added. I didn't get in.
I'm sort of saying, yeah, you
I added
averaged
it
out a
at
little bit.
15. I added at 1546 pre-market. Yeah, that was on Thursday.
Right.
I did.
So we're all convinced that this is the start of a new upward trend.
I'm pretty convinced. I'm pretty convinced. I mean, it didn't have the greatest day today, but that's okay.
Right. Well, today wasn't a good day for a lot of people.
Tiny volume. I'm pretty convinced. I think we're going to retest. Fill some gaps at any rate. We should
Right.
fill.
Yeah, no, that
I
happens.
think we fill the gap from 218. The gap here would be 1874. That's my target on BCRX. 1874. My target is a gap fill at 1874.
Still my biggest holding for anybody out there interested, because somebody was asking about.
Yeah, my biggest holding is, it depends. I can't even tell unless I go by portfolio by portfolio.
Right. Well, this is your greatest speculative holding because you're still nice on Amazon and all this other.
Amazon is probably my biggest holding.
Right.
Yeah, this is certainly one of my biggest holdings. It looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, I think those gaps are dead meat.
Yeah, I'm very confident we're going to fill the gap. Will we come back to test this low? I mean, it's possible, 1544. if Arjun is right about further weakness in the S&P, we
Right.
probably will.
If we have an overall, if we have an
get a
overall downtrend.
yeah, we might get a retest. Yeah, it's possible.
Do you want to talk about some good news stocks?
Yes.
So if you want to look at Chevron or Lucid, everything that's the play on not using Russian gas.
We're wrapped up. We're approaching the 30-minute mark. I
Yeah,
think.
exactly. All right, well,
So I think we'll stop here.
that's a good point.
Maybe look at a couple of comments. Evergreen is with us. How large is my position in Bitcoin? It's not as large as my position in Amazon. Do you hold or take part in other crypto projects? I own Ethereum through ETH. Also, my MBOT let me down this year. Hopefully, it is at the bottom. I hope so. I hope bio is at the bottom in general.
Yeah. Amen.
Arenia Pharmaceuticals we talked about, and BCRX we just talked about. My thoughts are very positive on BCRX. And this guy wants to know what percentage of your portfolio is in BCRX. Do you know?
I used to have 20%. I shaved off 50%. I have about 10% right now. I still have a sizable, thousands of shares.
Okay, so you answered that question already.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
So the micro economics here, the next couple of days. So today is Monday, and I'm usually optimistic. If the week starts green, usually it has momentum to keep going.
Heath wants to know about RADA. Next time, tomorrow, we'll look at RADA. Adios, amigos. Ciao. See you tomorrow.